Hello, beautiful beings. I am here to provide a grounding yin practice or a yin class, and I feel really called to set the intention and prayer for this to be a collective practice that is not only done for us as individuals, but held in a wider intention for all of the destruction that's happening in California, and for the beautiful humans that have lost their homes, that are now, going through homelessness or have lost a lot, whether it's lives or their belongings, and then also the creatures of our earth. Thank you, buddy. And the creatures of our earth, so the trees, the land, the critters, just really feeling into the pain and the suffering and the heartache that is really out there in the world today. So if you would join me in grounding your own intention and then feeling this as an offering, not only to you and not only for me, but for the wider community, humanity, and all sentient beings as one. So with that, I will get you into the practice. So you're gonna need some blankets if you get cold, a couple of bolsters. I like to use this one, but you can use as many or no bolsters as needed. And if you need an extra bolster, I don't have one, so I'll be using a pillow if I need it. So just take some time to prepare your space, really clear out what needs to be cleared out. Make sure you have room to kind of roll around and move and breathe. And then to also make sure it's a private space so that you can fully let go of the distraction and the responsibility of whatever or whoever is in your world and in your life. So take some time to do that and really clear your space. Maybe light a candle and just get into some comfy clothes, and I will see you on the mat. So welcome to Yin. Yin is a practice of moving slowly and release. So this is really a practice of surrender, of coming home to our bodies and being here and here rather than here. You'll notice that as we hold postures anywhere between 3 and 7 minutes, that the mind and the breath might get activated. This is part of the process. We are meant to breathe and to witness. So Yin is a practice of going slow. It's a practice of surrender, and it's a practice of dropping out of the mind, the conscious mind, and into that witness consciousness, which is, I'm doing this motion, which is the consciousness that lays beyond or behind or even below our everyday awareness. And we do that by slowing the breath, slowing the body, and eventually the mind will slow. But it's all interconnected, so you may have a really clear mind, which can help aid the breath to slow down, which will then help the body to slow down. Sometimes our bodies are the ones that have the resistance to slowing down, and sometimes our mind does. Your breath is going to be your guide through all of that. So take time, be patient and present, and don't judge yourself. Yin is really a practice of surrender, like I said, but also unconditional love and gratitude. So just really hold presence and witnessing for the spaces in you that you find difficult, and the thoughts in your head that may come up, or the resistance that may come up, or the fear or the feelings that may come up. When we practice Yin, we get really deeply into our nervous system and into our muscles and the fascia and the tendons and the joints, and these parts of our bodies can hold a lot of energy, they can hold a lot of trauma, and they can hold a lot of joy and magic. So just be aware and be present to what shows up for you. As always, I'm going to leave a link to the donation button down below, as well as the music, because music can really make or break a practice. Sometimes practicing in stillness is beautiful, and sometimes practicing with music is beautiful. There's no right or wrong, and I really just want this to be a practice that you can deepen into how you choose. So with that, we are actually going to start in child's pose. So we'll start at the back of our mat, and you'll either want a bolster or a blanket, or maybe both. And you're just going to spread your knees wide. Your toes can touch, they cannot touch. If you find a lot of pressure here in the hips or the knees, a bolster underneath your thighs is great. Otherwise, it's really great to bring this bolster in between the thighs so that you can rest your belly, and maybe another bolster for your forehead. So just take about 2 or 3 breaths to fidget around and find your position. Like I said, Yin is really a practice of slowing down the body and the breath. And in Yin, we let go of control as best as we can. So this means we soften the holding in our body. We let the earth hold us. And we observe the breath, so we don't control the breath. Let the breath be natural and easy. Notice the breath fill the body, the lungs, the belly. And exhale, notice the breath leaving the body. And then just let go of the breath completely and just observe the inhalation and the exhalation. Finding complete stillness in your body. So in Yin, we find stillness. We want to make sure that the body is in a comfortable position, so we don't want to be feeling in any position something that's too hard to hold. We use the props to soften, but we still want a little sensation. And that sensation will be different for all of us on different days. Just making sure that you can gently hold the posture without bracing or holding the body. So stillness in position. And then we let go of breath and control, softening down into the earth. Notice the places where you hold tension, maybe the hands or the mouth. Just let them go. And then we come into witnessing, watching the breath move the body, feeling the sensations, following the sensations with our awareness. Softening with each exhale. whatever you're experiencing, just allowing it to be here. Thoughts and feelings and sensation. And just gently at the beginning of our class, now that we're really in our position, just gently recalling your own intention for your practice. Maybe it's to soften the mind, to surrender control, to release and drop into the body. Just feel and listen for what it is that you need in this moment. Let that be your intention for the rest of practice today. Breathe that intention into the heart, into the belly and the womb if you have one. And then exhale, let it go. You do not have to hold on to it. It is already done. Let it be a soft prayer given back to the earth. And then just feel that wider intention holding your internal, individual intention. You're just here a couple moments longer, so if you need to switch the direction of your head, if it's been pointing one way, now is a great time to do that. Move slowly and with ease. Remembering to witness it all. Just feeling that greater intention for safety and love and healing and holding for all of the devastation, the heartache, the fear and the grief. The fires that have been in LA, California. May we all soften and listen to what the earth needs from us. Gently let these intentions float back into the ether, into the air, and release your breath, your control. Just let yourself feel. Take 10 more mindful breaths. Don't control them, just watch them enter and leave. Notice the places in your body that sense and feel. 3 more breaths. So the way we move out of a yin posture is super, super important. It's part of the practice. So staying here in stillness for just a moment and listening. You're going to gently place the hands to the mat, moving slowly. Just enough pressure in the hands to raise up. Keep your head heavy. Close the eyes or keep them soft. You'll remove the bolsters. And then we're going to come into what is known as integration. So you'll just extend the feet forward. Bring your hands behind the hips. And release all the weight into the tailbone, into the hands. And just let the head hang loose here. And to breathe. Noticing the subtle blood flow return to the legs after we contracted the hips. Just breathe. Just notice. With each exhale, gently slowing down the breath and the mind and dropping deeper into the hands, the heels, the tailbone. The next posture we're going to do is reclined butterfly. I really feel this is going to open up the heart. So once again, we move with intention, we move with presence. There's an option to come fully down onto the mat and to bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall out. If the hips are very tight, you can place blocks or bolsters underneath the thighs right here to support this opening. Remember, in yin, we really want to have enough sensation to feel and be alert. This isn't restorative, but not too much where we're bracing against the posture. You can also make this a reclined position by stacking 2 blocks behind you and placing a bolster on it and coming to lay. Today I will just be on the ground because I'm looking for earth, to connect to earth. So just once again, take 5 breaths to find your position. Shift and shimmy. And then commit to stillness. Commit to observation. Commit to being still and soft. Always making adjustments where you need. Just breathing, sending the breath into the places in your body that have sensation. So maybe that's the hips or even the heart space. Placing your hands anywhere to create that awareness, that mind-body connection. Soften the muscles of the face, the muscles of the toes and the fingers, and just give into the backbone, the vertebrae, the tailbone. There is nothing to do. You are simply being. Sending the breath where you need to send the breath. Being with all sensation, all emotion, and noticing where you push against or label them as bad or wrong. In the practice of Yin, everything is welcome. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Gently release it. Coming home to the body, coming home to the breath. Just noticing what's here. Holding every thought, every feeling, every sensation with grace and levity and acceptance. Feeling really open and looking for some deepening, maybe placing the hands on the sternum and the heart and just breathing in and breathing out for safety and peace and love to be experienced within and without for all beings everywhere. Letting go with each exhale deeper into the earth, letting her hold all of you. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back with the breath and just notice. We have 10 more breaths here. Surrendering and letting go of all the holding with each new exhale. Letting yourself be held. Letting yourself be open. Once again, here in stillness, remind yourself to move with care out of your posture. So this means gently closing the legs, resting the knees together, taking the feet out wider than the hips so that the knees can rest on each other. Just bringing relief and ease to the joints in the hips as they've been open for a while. And just integrate. Notice how the body feels after that posture. You may notice a lot, you may notice subtle things, you may notice nothing. It's all perfect. From here you can extend the legs long for a gentle Shavasana, just for a few moments. Really letting the legs and the hip flexors extend and open. From here, we'll roll to one side, kind of like we're in a fetal position. Let's take a moment to come into side body and to breathe. Gently recalling your intention and the intention for the wider collective to be free and safe, peaceful and loved. Gently press yourself up. We're coming into swan or pigeon pose. This is a great yin posture to take in phases. So we do hold for time, meaning try not to go to your deepest expression initially and let the body soften into its deepest expression as it finds you. You may need some blocks and some bolsters for this. So swan is bringing this right leg forward. You're kind of in this low lunge. And there's an option to place a bolster right here, like underneath the pelvic bowl and this thigh. This is going to bring the ground closer. And you're going to walk this right foot all the way to the left side of the mat as you slowly descend the knee to the earth. Find your position on your bolster. Maybe the knee needs to be up on the bolster too. Just take some time here to find your expression. And in a typical or like yang practice of yoga, we're all about form and like lengthening. In yin, we're a little bit more softer, so it's okay to hang out in the joints a little bit as long as there's no pain or like burning sensation. So from here, you'll just come into stillness. Find your position. Maybe the hands are on the earth or some blocks. Maybe you can fold all the way over. Once again, 5 or so breaths to find your position. And then commit to stillness. Commit to your breath. Commit to presence. Commit to surrendering. So in Yin, when we talk about stillness, a lot of people think stillness means not moving, but stillness means moving or not moving with presence, with emptiness, right? So there's a gentle swaying that can sometimes feel nice for the body, or some gentle self-soothing by placing the hands and, connecting with your body. This isn't wrong. If this is something your body needs, or you find your body doing on its own, just witness it, be with it, allow it. And we do hold for time, so if you're finding it's too intense, back off a little. Find a new expression. Be patient and loving with yourself. And let your body unwind in its own time. Sending the breath where you feel it the most. Letting there be spaciousness. Remember to gently let go of the holding in your body. So maybe if you feel tension in the arms or the glutes or the tongue, just see if you can release and let the body and the bones and the earth hold you. If and when the mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath. Notice your thoughts and your feelings, and just breathe with them, whatever they are. When you notice them, you realize you are not them. You're simply experiencing them. Release tension and holding of the body where you can. Soften into the earth. To gently come out, hands find the earth, press yourself up, gentle, slowly. There's a lot of, the joint can be a little bit tender when we've been hanging out in it for a while. And you're just going to gently either push the hips up so that you can place the hips back down and come onto your tush, legs in a wide straddle, hands behind the hips again. Integration, just feeling the new blood flow. Really let the hands hold the weight of your body. Notice any subtle sensation, new blood flow, feelings. Can you just be here in stillness? Okay, gently moving to the other side. So this time, left leg forward if you did the right, otherwise the other side if you did the opposite one. So once again, just finding the different sides of our bodies are different. They feel different, they have different tension, they hold our bodies differently. So just notice if it's tighter or looser. And then walk that foot over to the edge of the mat. Come down onto that bolster if you are using it, or some blocks. Take 5 or so breaths to really land and find your expression. You've been here before, so see if you can just surrender with ease and love. Just letting the body know it's okay to slow down. Letting the mind know it's okay to go slow. Letting the body release all tension, all holding, all doing. Noticing the places you hold the tension, the jaw, the eyes, the toes, the glutes, the fingers. Can you just release a little bit more? Noticing if the mind wanders, smiling and bringing it back to the present moment. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you feel? What do you know? noticing what's coming up and just accepting it. If you need to deepen, you can deepen. If you need to back off, back off. Let the earth hold you for 3 more breaths. And you know how to gently press yourself up. Come on to that hip. Extend the legs long. Doesn't matter which way you're facing, just allowing your legs to extend long in front. Noticing, feeling, being. Sometimes when we come home to the body and we slow everything down, there can be lots of feelings and thoughts and emotions that we haven't really felt through. So if you're feeling, just being with that. And there can also be a lot of joy and pleasure and ecstasy found in the body as well. So just be with your experience. And then we'll come into Shavasana. I'm going to invite Shavasana traditionally, which is just on the mat. Knees can be bent or extended long. And the backbone is on the earth too. If you would like some cushioning, you can put a cushion underneath the knees and you can lay on a bolster. But since we are in Capricorn, it's all about earth and grounding. This is a great time to just release and connect with the ground and the earth beneath you. And to also connect with the earth for our wider intention. To tune in to the places where the earth is suffering and hurting. Not just us who live here, but her critters and her animals and her plants and her waters and her soil. I will guide you out of Shavasana, so we'll be here for just a few moments of integration and stillness. So we'll take a collective 3 breaths together, so empty the lungs here. And take an inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And let your body just drop a little deeper into the bones. Inhaling in. Again, let it go, sigh it out, sounding whatever needs to be released, and drop deeper, maybe this time into the floor. Last breath. Exhale all the way down through the bones, the floor, and into Mother Earth, where she holds you. Just receive and breathe and notice in complete stillness. You may be hearing my partner playing the guitar. I don't know if that's coming through, but just enjoy the sounds that are here. Gently and without any movement in the body, begin to bring your awareness back into your body, into the room around you, feeling and sensing for the edges of the room, the edges of your body. And without any movement, just take a breath or two to notice. What's the predominant thought? What are your predominant feelings? How does the body feel in this moment? From this place, bringing a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly, and just recalling that beautiful individual intention that you set at the beginning. Feeling it live through your cells and your bones and your blood and your breath. And feeling and sensing for that wider intention for all beings affected by the disasters in California, held, loved, supported, cared for. When you're ready, rolling to one side, taking a moment here just to integrate, and then pressing yourself up to a seated position. If you would like to stay on your back or in fetal position, you can. Maybe the eyes are open or they're still closed. However they are, they're open and soft. However they are, they're soft, whether they're open or closed. Find a nice long spine, a soft, giving belly, wide hips. Feel your tailbone on the bolster or the earth. Taking a moment here to place the hand on the heart and the left hand on the knee, face up, as a sign of giving and receptivity. With this right hand on our heart, we ask that the universe, the goddess, the God, the Mother Earth, guides, angels, ancestors, all of divinity, surround those who are without homes, plant life, animal life, human life, to carry them through these times. We ask for the fires to soften. We let them know that we hear the anger and the frustration and the pain of the earth calling us to change. And we feel into the collective thread that weaves us all together, offering our love, our intention, our presence to the one heart, to one love, to this one home we call Earth. Thank you all for showing up for practice today, for letting me guide you through some yin, for sharing your intention and your presence and holding this wider intention with me. I'll see you all shortly. Namaste. Thank you all for joining that class. I hope you really enjoyed. To integrate, I really invite you to journal or to go take a bath or to walk in nature before jumping back into the day. Moving from slow to fast can be disorienting, so really just letting the body kind of soak in this magic and this medicine and carrying it forward through the rest of your evening or your day or wherever you are in time and space. As always, the links to music and donations are down below. And if you are interested in joining us in community, I hold a rather intimate but small and devotional online community for those who are interested in moon work, embodiment work, and just tuning into the cycles of life. If that's for you, that link will also be down below. Have blessed day.